flat pitch, which they did. Now, England's increased run rate does reflect the global trend, but they are the fastest scoring Test team of all time, around 4.5 runs and over. This guy thinks calling it Bazball is silly, explaining he's trying to remove pressure and make Test cricket fun. This is actually a response to something shocking. McCullum developed his method as captain of New Zealand in 2014 when Australian batter Philip Hughes was hit by a ball and died. A mental skills coach from All Blacks Rugby helped the cricketers play through the tragedy, telling them to be totally self-absorbed for one match. It worked. New Zealand levelled the series in Pakistan. McCullum hit the 4th fastest Test double hundred of all time. He found playing without the usual expectations freed the team up to express their skills, and that is what he's trying to do with England. It's a mindset thing. The team really look like they're enjoying themselves. Bucket hats, e-scooters, optional practice, 6 hitting competitions, games of football, and a lot of time on the golf course. What's not to love? Meanwhile, the really radical bit of Bazball is selection. 19-year-old off-spinner Shoaib Bashir was picked off Twitter, couldn't get a game for Somerset, but was the 3rd leading Test wicket taker of 2024. Seamer Josh Hull was called up after just 9 county games because he's left arm and 6'7". Jacob Bethel, 0 first-class hundreds. Let's throw him in at number 3. But is the cricket improving? In the 35 tests before Baz, England won 12, lost 13 and drew 10. And the first 35 tests with Baz, England won 22, almost double, lost 12, about the same, and drew just 1. On the flip side, the new approach has meant throwing games away from strong positions, like the second Ashes test at Lords in 2023. But overall, yeah, by almost any metric, England are better under Baz.
Welcome along to Early Sports Breakfast. I'm Katie Shanahan. I'll be with you for the next hour before Alan Brazil and Gabby Ogbonhor take over with talkSPORT Breakfast. What are you up to this morning? Are you just waking up? Are you potentially on your way to work or even walking the dogs? So keep talkSPORT bubbling away in the background as we've got plenty coming up over the next hour. And we would love to hear from you this morning. Give me a call, 03717 223344, or you can text me 81089. Right, Nick is in the studio. What's coming up on the show?
Yeah, good morning. We'll start at the Emirates, where Arsenal got a solid win against Atletico. We'll take a look at Sean Dyche's Forest appointment. We'll hear from Fabio Wardley ahead of his fight against Joe Parker this weekend. And we want to know, are Arsenal the best team in the world right now?
You're looking at me with a big grin.
The number to call, 03717 223344, or text 81089.
Right, let's get into it. OK, well, there were a lorry load of goals last night in the Champions League, Nick.
Yeah, first of all, should we get Paul Ross's...
Right, Paul, do you want to get your phone back?
A little cameo.
He's been lurking in and around. I was like, do you want to come in? Do you want to come on the show? We could do a little cameo. Right, bye, Paul.
That is legend. Paul Ross.
That is hilarious.
Left his phone in the studio.
I thought he was just going to walk across the set.
To be honest, I was hoping he would.
Anyway, yes. Lorry load of goals in the Champions League last night. All the back pages just littered with back with a bang. Victor Gyökeres, so pleased for him as Arsenal put 4 past Atletico Madrid, which was really, really impressive. And obviously, lots of Arsenal fans, including myself, very happy this morning really happy for Gyökeres, but also to put in such a formidable, which is the back page of the Daily Mail, formidable Arsenal, ruthless Arsenal.
Formidable, I get it.
Formidable, yeah, took you a while. Right, you watched Barcelona, didn't you?
I was on Rashford watch.
Okay.
I mean, they were
taking notes, I hope.
They were the early game. Yeah, it was. Rashford looks good. He looks great in the shirt, as I was saying to breakfast producer Sim out the back. And also, I mean, he scored twice. Barcelona absolutely smashed Olympiacos. Fermin Lopez scored 3, another scary-looking young Spanish player who's obviously going to torment us at the World Cup. But Rashford looks like he's enjoying himself, smiling a lot. His second goal last night was thing of beauty. Basically, lofted through ball. He took on the outside of his right foot, took 2 defenders out of the game completely, and then wrong-footed the keeper with a finish into the bottom left-hand corner. He actually wrong-footed the keeper twice with 2 great finishes last night. So great news for Thomas Tuchel's England.
Exactly. Great news. And he's hitting form at just the right time ahead of a World Cup year. But yeah, so many goals. Barcelona 6-1 against Olympiacos. Arsenal, as we were just saying, 4-0 against Atletico Madrid. PSG, just a small matter of a 7-2 against Bayer Leverkusen.
I think it's PSG, Barca and Arsenal are probably the 3 best-looking teams right now. Actually, do you know, last night was statistically the 2nd best ever Champions League night in terms of goals per game. Right?
Well, in terms of, you've got PSV smashing Napoli 6-2. Yeah. That's impressive. Inter Milan 4-0 as well against Union Saint-Gilloise, and Man City 2-0 against Villarreal. So Arsenal, Newcastle and Man City all getting the job done last night in terms of the Champions League fixtures. Nick, thank you very much for that.
Cheers.
Thank you. Right, time to take a closer look at what was statistically one of the best ever Champions League nights. Here's how it all sounded on talkSPORT.
The Champions League is back this midweek on the talkSPORT network.
Altamada playing him in, Gordon rolling it in. It's Barnes! It's 3! A match Newcastle really had to win to galvanise their chances of a top 8 finish in the Champions League. And it is a match that's brought them 3 goals and will bring them 3 points. Newcastle 3, Benfica 0.
Oh, this is turning into a glorious European night for Arsenal, because it's now Arsenal 4, Atletico Madrid 0, Victor Gyökeres at the double. What a statement result that is for Arsenal, and even more impressively, 12 wins in the league phase at home in succession without conceding a single goal.
Crossing for Bernardo Silva, unmarked, 6 yards out, firm header, 2-0 Manchester City. And Pep Guardiola's unbeaten run stretches to 9 games. It's a good night's work for the citizens in the Champions League.
So 3 wins for 3 English sides who didn't concede a goal between them. We'll start with Arsenal, who brushed aside a very good Atletico Madrid side with a 4-0 win at the Emirates. All 4 goals came in 14 second-half minutes. And Victor Gyökeres got 2 of them. Mikel Arteta says the Swede has really improved at Arsenal.
All of us, because he makes us a much better team. I think we become much more unpredictable. He's so physical, he opens the spaces for everybody. The way he presses the ball, holds the ball, it's just phenomenal. And then, the icing on the cake. And the biggest thing that we're going to debate about him is goals. He certainly scored 2 very different ones today, and hopefully he starts to get some momentum and a good run of goals.
Were you as impressed as Mikel Arteta last night? Huge boost to Victor Gyökeres' confidence. You could just see that from the smile on his face. We've also had a text here. Good morning, Craig, in Windsor. He says, morning, Katie. Huge statement win for Arsenal last night. We're favourites for a reason, and that win proved it. Not many sides beat Atletico Madrid as convincingly as that. Good point made, Craig. And delighted for Gyökeres, as we're just speaking about here, getting 2 goals, needed them. Now he can go on a goal-scoring run. Very happy Gooner this morning. That's from Craig in Windsor, as I'm sure there'll be plenty of Arsenal fans waking up this morning with a big smile on their face too. Well, on the sports bar last night, Jason Cundy says we're watching the best Arsenal side since the Invincibles. But Gunners fan Denny had to call in and ruin it.
And I want to ask you another question. Are Arsenal, as of right now, the best team in the world?
Why have you got to go and ruin it? What do you mean? Do you know what, right then? This is it. This is why people hate Arsenal. What do you think PSG will say about that?
Jason, I'm asking a question.
No, come on. There's a reason you're asking the question, because you obviously believe it.
I think it's up for debate.
No, but how can you be the best team in the world? Come on, Denny. Denny, come on. You seem like an intelligent lad. Denny, come on, mate. Help yourself out here. You're not doing yourself.
Top of the league.
Denny, you're not doing yourself any favours.
Barca won 6-1 tonight. Paris Saint-Germain won 7-2.
Yeah,
and they're not top of the league. They're not even top of the league.
Sorry, what did they win last season? Does that count for nothing now all of a sudden?
No, of course not. And I once again, I do think they're fantastic.
Denny, come on, mate.
Am I silly to debate it?
No, I think you're silly to raise it 8 games in after you've had a great win tonight.
Is Cundy being a bit harsh there? Jamie O'Hara had a point, how would the likes of PSG feel about that, as well as Cundy saying the same? PSG, they are top of the Champions League phase at the moment. Obviously, the reigning champions as well in Europe. So do you agree with the Arsenal fan, Denny? Are Arsenal the best team in the world at the moment? They are top of the Premier League. Obviously, it's very early stages, but they've only lost one game all season. 3 points clear of the Premier League, third in the Champions League phase. So Arsenal fans, after what you saw last night, it was a statement win. Lots of people are saying. So Arsenal fans, could this finally be your year? Elsewhere, Anthony Gordon became the first Newcastle player to score in 3 consecutive Champions League games as Mourinho's Benfica were beaten 3-0. Harvey Barnes got 2 goals, one of them thanks to a massive throw assist from Nick Pope. Here's Eddie Howe.
It's a thing of beauty. We needed that second goal. And, we've been working on not necessarily that throw with Nick, but certain parts of his distribution to make us more efficient. Distribution of goalkeepers these days is so important. But that was a sort of spontaneous moment, and Harvey finished it brilliantly. So delighted for both players.
Yeah, it was an absolutely amazing throw from Nick Pope. Really pleased for him, and Harvey Barnes getting 2 goals as well, as it was a really memorable night at St James's Park. And of course, Erling Haaland scored once again for Manchester City. That's 12 games running now for him, taking the big Norwegian to 24 goals in 14 games for club and country this season. He's just unstoppable, isn't he? Man City beat Villarreal 2-0 last night. Pep Guardiola was asked if his side are finally getting back to their best.
Absolutely, but always have been like that, except last season, because we're not together, because everyone, they were in hospital. So in the table massage during 11 months, so that's why it was so difficult. And last season, today, look what happened in the last 20 minutes. I can bring, Tijani, I can bring Oscar, I can bring Ryan Cherky, Omar, and look, I have a Phil Foden in the bench, and have a Nathan and Ryan Nuri. So when you want to compete all competition, you need the squad. And last season, we have 30, 40, 50 players. Like after that, 60, 70 minutes, they were tired, and after they cannot rest because 3 days later have another one. And when that's happened, of course, and the players feel we are stronger than last season. We rely, and they rely on themselves a lot, and we had the feeling that again we control the games most of the time. Of course, you can finish it maybe more, but in Champions League, when you play against a third of the league, and this team, you cannot expect them sometimes have bad moments.
I mean, that's an incredible stat, isn't it? 24 goals in 14 games for club and country for Erling Haaland. He's just looking so prolific, and you feel as though he's going to break even more records this season. So this is our part of the show, Talking Point, where we want to ask you questions a little bit off piece. So today we are going to be asking you to keep those texts coming in, 81089 or 03717 2233 44. So when you're watching the football, what is your snack of choice? Do you have nuts, crisps, or even chicken wings, or something a little bit different? Or potentially, I've just been having a conversation with a member of production. They don't snack at all. They get so engrossed watching the football, they can't bear to eat anything. So maybe you're just having a pint or a drink on the side, and you don't touch the food at all. Well, I'm going to go crisps all day long, as I enjoy it with a pint. Can't beat it. Just settles the nerves if I'm watching the mighty Arsenal with family and friends, and got to have a little something on the side. So my question to you this morning, if you're just waking up, what is your snack of choice? What is the one thing? Or maybe it's a little bit weird, and you're like, no, I have to do that. That's my ritual before the game. That's my lucky charm for your snack of choice, potentially. I'm going crisps. What are you doing? Give me a text, 81089. What is your snack of choice if potentially you're watching the Champions League, which comes around on talkSPORT once again tonight? 03717 2233 44. You can text me 81089. Right, Katie Shanahan here with you this Wednesday morning on Early Sports Breakfast. Coming up next, we'll be hearing from Danny Roll, Sean Dyche, Fabio Wardley. This is Early Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. The time is 5:14. Good morning. good morning. How are you doing this Wednesday morning? Katie Shanahan here with you until 6 o'clock when Alan Brazil and Gabby O'Bonahor will be here with talkSPORT Breakfast, reflecting on all of the Champions League football last night, where there were wins for Arsenal, Newcastle and Manchester City. Now, the texts are going off because we've been asking you this morning, what is your big match snack of choice? You have nuts, crisps, chicken wings, potentially. Well, the texts have it all here. Right, we've got my snack of choice, Katie, is my fingernails. Absolutely needed some games being a Manchester United fan. That is from Kieran, a very good morning. This is from Mike, as a Coventry fan. My snack of choice is 3 points with Portsmouth last night, worth getting home 3 hours before work. Paul the cabbie, good morning, Paul. Good morning. A box of Maltesers. Love it. And you know what? That's dangerous with Maltesers. Once you stop, that whole box is gone. Even though they try and make that little hole in the box, no, just rip it all open and get involved. Craig in Windsor is saying, hi, Katie. I always have a couple of bottles. I have a couple of bottles of beer, usually Peroni, and barbecue pop chips, which is a great crisps choice. I'm also within that, even sweeter with an Arsenal win. And I love this. This is from Eddie in Leeds. I love to eat pork scratchings dipped in gravy whilst watching Leeds games. Absolutely delicious. That's from Eddie in Leeds. I think that's the winner so far. This is Early Sports Breakfast with Adrian Flux. Get a tailor-made quote for your commercial vehicle. Search Adrian Flux Insurance for the individual. We'll be hearing from Sean Dyche and Fabio Wardley shortly. But here are some of the headlines you're waking up to this Wednesday morning. Frank Lampard's Coventry City have a 4-point lead at the top of the Championship after beating Portsmouth 2-1. Millwall's 2-0 victory at home to Stoke has moved them up to third. Chris Wilder's Sheffield United move out the relegation places with a 3-1 win at Blackburn Rovers. The controversial plan to stage the Spanish League match between Barcelona and Villarreal in Miami in December has now been cancelled. La Liga says the decision had been made due to the uncertainty that has arisen in Spain over the past few weeks. And Rangers chairman Andrew Kavanagh is confident that Danny Rawls' understanding of the demands of the club will serve him well and admits hiring Russell Martin was a mistake. At his unveiling, Rawls explained what style of football he'll be bringing to Rangers.
First, I think it's very important that my focus is on my person, what I can bring to this football club. My football, what I want to see in the pitch is intensity, it's sprint, is a togetherness, and is a playing forward style. Because we want to create chances, we want to create goals. And we have to understand, and this is also part of the football, we have to defend as a group, as a unit, much, much better with a lot of aggressivity in the duels and all these things I want to bring to this club. That our fans go home and they like to watch football games, they entertain the football and winning games. And this is, I think, also important to understand the order. At first, you have to win games. Then we can speak about play attractive football. And if you do these points in this order, then we have straight togetherness with our fans again.
Yeah, Rangers fans will be hoping that they can get a few wins on the board. Currently 6th in the table without a win in 3 games now. So for more on all the day's biggest stories, you can go to talksport.com. Right now, this Saturday, former heavyweight champion and current WBO interim champion Joseph Parker takes on WBA interim heavyweight champion Fabio Wardley live from the O2. Wardley told Drive yesterday he's feeling very relaxed, and here's why.
Public perception, outward looking, bookies and all of that, look, they all have me as the underdog in this, which is, I think, quite refreshing for me, to be honest. I think it's been a long time where I've been kind of I've been on that end of the stick. So, yeah, look, it's pressure off for me. I know myself, I know my skills, I know my abilities. I've done my study and I know where Joe's got his weak points, and I'm looking to exploit those on Saturday night.
Well, the winner of Wardley against Parker will all but guarantee themselves a shot at one of Alexander Usyk's belts, which you can watch live this Saturday only on DAZN.
Boxing update on talkSPORT with DAZN, the global home of boxing. Buy now at dazn.com/boxing.
Right, Sean Dyche speaks to the media today for the first time as Nottingham Forest manager. Earlier this year, he co-presented some of the weekend's shows on talkSPORT with Johnny Owen. Here's what Dyche thinks is good football.
it's hard for me to talk about this because, as you know, that I live in a certain box in football, but I get frustrated when you're right. You're saying that fans want edge of the seat stuff, but how do you do that when you have an 800 passes? Because it's so slow and methodical. It's hard to get that balance. So I've never wanted anything other than good football. I'd speak about it all the time, mixing your play and being adaptive to whatever comes in front of you. And it's very tough, as you know, when a block defence. I've had to do it myself at clubs I've been at, including Everton at times. But that dynamic and that kind of, it's like, oh yeah, but we had 800 passes. I'm like, yeah, I was asleep for half of them. You know what I mean? Play forwards, get turned, play forward, stretch teams. Play at a tempo that is sort of ultra effective. And I think that's what the best do now. And when it slows down, it just becomes a bit of a grind for me. And it is hard to get fans engaged in that, I think.
So Nottingham Forest just looking here without a win since the opening day of the season. So Sean Dyche coming in will be hoping to stabilise and steady the ship, you would have hoped, and can get them kind of back to the form that they were in last season, because that was a very memorable season indeed under Nuno Espirito Santo. Right, let's get into the back pages as Nick Ellaby is back alongside me. What's caught your eye this morning? A lot of Victor Gyökeres across all of the back pages.
Yeah, which one do you think is the best headline? The Mail, Formidable, the Star, Yock and Roll,
Victory,
or Mirror Sport, Victorious?
Yeah, similar, all of them, aren't they?
I think Victorious is the best
Victorious,
one.
Yeah.
A lot of Sean Dyche on the back. We just heard from him there. Dyche quick to remind players of their talent on the back of the Daily Express. Obviously, Forest have a pretty good squad, I reckon, and Dyche just talking him up. And on the back of the Sun, talking about Brian Clough. I think anyone who comes into Forest, Brian Clough is like this, he hangs over Forest like a big ghost, doesn't he? Even more than, obviously, Alex Ferguson's still with us, but even more than Ferguson at United, maybe. Sean Dyche saying about Brian Clough, Sean Dyche was an academy player at Forest. He said, everyone knows about my affection at the beginning of my career under the great Brian Clough. It's one of those things you imagine one day, could it be? It's come round my way. I'm very pleased and proud. Nottingham Forest fans have been very fair down the years. Obviously got Steve Stone and Ian Woan as his backroom staff. So after the debacle of Ange Postecoglou, maybe, some boys in there that everybody knows, and maybe Dyche will steady the ship. You think this is a good appointment for Forest?
I think this is a great appointment for Forest, but also for Sean Dyche. If you think about his periods at Everton or sometimes Burnley, had to steady the ship and make sure they stay up. Well, now he's got such a good attacking squad that he can really they're in Europe as well, so he's got all of that to play around with. But it's a good opportunity for him to kind of flex his muscles and show what he's about as a manager, and also to just try and build that feel-good factor around the City ground, which is so great at the end of the games. I always remember being like, this place is absolutely rocking. So if Nottingham Forest can get that feel-good factor around the club after what happened with Ange Postecoglou, and Sean Dyche can get the fans back on side, including the players as well, get in the dressing room, then it should be a good, bouncing, happy City ground.
Yeah, they're sort of like everyone's second favourite team, aren't they, Forest? They're quite an easy,
Fulham, I think.
Easy team.
Yeah,
Fulham?
Fulham, yeah.
You serious?
Yeah.
Little old Fulham?
Little old Fulham? Fulham fans, what do you think about that?
Quite a quaint old ground. Very cold there.
Yeah. Right, one more.
Max, only one.
Okay, well, you got to be quick.
Super fast. Max Dowman scored twice for Arsenal under 19s against Atletico Madrid, but Arsenal lost. Looking like we might see Max Dowman in the actual full Champions League. And also, nice piece from Owen Slot in the Times about this guy Shohei Ohtani. Do you know this guy at the Dodgers?
Yes.
It's unbelievable what this guy's up to. So Dodgers are into the World Series final, the World Series of Baseball, which starts this week. But Ohtani, he's a pitcher that bats. And in the last game against the Milwaukee Brewers, he hit 3 home runs, which only 503 players have ever done. Plus, he also struck out 10 batters, and no one has ever done both. Owen Slot talking about this guy, Shohei Ohtani, known as Showtime, as potentially, the greatest sportsman on the planet right now. I don't know if you've got any other better shouts.
I don't know. Lionel Messi's probably...
He's old now.
Yeah, but he's still one of them,
Come on.
inform Lionel Messi.
But he's not.
Well, not at the moment. I mean, we're talking about greatest athletes of all
Yeah.
time. Anyway, we could be here for about an hour talking about that. We've got loads of names you could throw into the ring. But
World Series starts Friday night.
yes, thank you very much. Right, Nick, thank you. You will be back very shortly with the front pages. Katie Shanahan here with you this Wednesday morning. talkSPORT Breakfast is, of course, coming up at 6 o'clock with Alan Brazil and Gabby Bonhor. It is 5:28. Coming up next, we'll be hearing from Alexander Usyk's manager on a potential third fight with Tyson Fury. And, of course, as I just mentioned, we'll be having some fun with the front pages.
When was the last time you saw someone score with a knuckleball free kick? We're going to take a look at why we're not seeing them anymore and explain a bit about how they work. The knuckleball peaked in the 2010s after that Ronaldo strike against Portsmouth in 2008 inspired academy players everywhere. Here's a young Mason Mount.
I tried to base my free kick on Ronaldo, hit the ball by the valve and it moves. So what do you do? Top corner.
Now, no ball is perfectly aerodynamic, so as it travels it creates ever-changing pockets of turbulent air, causing that unpredictable movement. Football's most prolific free kick taker, Juninho Pernambucano, perfected the technique but didn't invent it. He was inspired by players from the 90s and even the 50s. So how do you do it? You have to hit the ball head on with as short a contact time as possible so the ball doesn't spin. Hitting by the valve helps with that short contact time as it's the hardest part of the football. So why don't we see knuckleballs much anymore? It's because players are being told not to shoot from dead ball situations because the XG is so low. In fact, as Opta shows here, since the 08-09 season there's been a 10% reduction in players shooting from free kicks in the Premier League. And in 23-24, a record low of 11 free kicks found the back of the net. And the knuckleball, though spectacular, is imprecise, which is why it's becoming a thing of the past.
Good morning, Katie Shanahan here on Early Sports Breakfast. Good morning, good to have your company this morning. What are you up to? Are you on your way to work? Are you walking the dogs? Or potentially you're off to the gym. Keep talkSPORT bubbling away in the background as very shortly Alan Brazil and Gabby Abonaho will be here with talkSPORT Breakfast at 6 o'clock as we'll be reflecting on all of the Champions League action from last night. There were wins for Arsenal, Newcastle and Manchester City. So we're asking Arsenal fans this morning, or any fans, is this finally Arsenal's year? They're top of the Premier League. They've only lost one game all season and the third in the Champions League phase. Could they win the Premier League and the Champions League? Arsenal fans, could this finally be your year? Give me a call, 03717 223344, or you can text me 81089. This is Early Sports Breakfast with Adrian Flux. The cover you need at a price you will love with What Fans Ensure of the Year 2021. Find out more at adrianflux.co.uk. Right, here's some of the headlines you're waking up to this Wednesday morning. England take on defending champions Australia at the Women's Cricket World Cup today, with both teams unbeaten in the tournament so far. They're both through to the semi-finals already, but are keen to finish the group stage at the top of the table. Steve Smith says it won't take him long to get ready for the Ashes. He hasn't played since August and has been living in New York whilst recovering from a finger injury. Smith also says he's ready to step in as captain with Pat Cummins injured. And are we about to get Tyson Fury against Usyk number 3? Frank Warren's told talkSPORT it is a possibility. And now Usyk's manager, Aegis Kilmas, has told White and Jordan it's up to the fans if the fight could sell out a stadium for the third time.
I don't know. We have to see in a situation what is available, and he already won against Fury 2 times. His fans want it. That's the question would be, not to me. That question would be to fans. Can they sell a stadium? Well, we don't know. And Tyson Fury said he wants to fight. Does he really wants to fight? My guy is ready. He's training. He said he's retired. Tyson, we never know. He goes in retirement, he comes back from retirement, he wants to fight again, then the next day he doesn't want to fight. We really don't know. We're just going to be continuing what is for sure, what is for real.
Well, a reminder for you that talkSPORT is now on your smart TV, so you can actually pop it on now and come and say hello. Just you can also grab the app on Android TV and Google TV as well. We're even on Prime Video. talkSPORT live on your screen as well as on your speakers. Right, Liverpool's Champions League preparations hit a snag as Arne Slot looks to get over their early autumn blip. Liverpool's flight to Frankfurt was delayed by 3 hours due to technical problems with the plane. They had to cancel their pre-match press conference, but here's what Arne Slot told us on Sunday about how he's going to stop Liverpool losing once again.
Yeah, the longer results go against you, the more you wonder if they can keep producing what they are producing, because I don't think I can complain about any player when it comes to work rate. They just give everything, no matter how hard the circumstances are. With going 1-0 down so early when one of our players is on the floor. So many things go against us at the moment, and then it's up to us to fight ourselves out of that. But as long as the mentality is as it is at the moment, I have all reason to believe that we are able to win football games again.
Well, watch out, Liverpool, because our European football expert says despite recent big losses to Bayern and Atletico Madrid, Eintracht Frankfurt have the tools to hurt Liverpool.
In terms of their attacking quality, there's absolutely no doubting them. And I think given that atmosphere, given that they'll have a proper go at Liverpool and they've got the speed and the wit to do it. You look at Can Uzun, who's been absolutely brilliant so far this season, and a number of other players around him. They've got the opportunity to do something, especially with that atmosphere in the first 20 minutes. But if Liverpool can see themselves through that, it is to me a game they should win, and a game where they should get themselves back on track, because simply they have that little bit more experience, and that is what has let Eintracht down to this point so far this season, that they've played much better than the results would suggest.
Andy Brussel there, talking ahead of Frankfurt against Liverpool, which is live for you on talkSPORT from 7 o'clock. Right, Katie Shanahan here with you on Early Sports Breakfast. We have been asking you this morning, what is your big match snack of choice? Yeah, really serious this morning, but loads of you have been texting in. Do you have potentially nuts, crisps, chicken wings? Or we have had people texting in saying we're also asking people about, is this finally Arsenal's year? Where Darren the Spurs fan says, my problem with the Arsenal fans saying that they're the best in the world is if they actually end up then losing, the same fan will call up for Arteta to be sacked. There's no realism by any fan. And also you're saying your snack of choice would be cheese pickle toasted sandwich, which is actually something I've never tried. I love a cheese pickle sandwich, but toasted, I think that takes that into a whole new area. We've also had this from Nick. Good morning, Nick in Sussex. He says, good morning, Katie. Great win for us last night. I'll eat anything available, chocolate or crisp. Yeah, good shout. I still think the winner is, I love to eat pork scratchings dipped in gravy whilst watching the Leeds game. Absolutely delicious. That was a good shout from Eddie in Leeds. And this one as well, no name on it, but something I probably got to try. Got to snack. Oh, my go-to snack, popcorn chicken with garlic dip. Very nice. And a sip of red, I think he says. So there we go. What is your snack of choice for these big Champions League weeks? I'm going crisps all day long with a pint on the side. Right, it is time for this.
It's a front page throwdown.
Oh, what a move!
The front page is first on the Early Sports Breakfast.
talkSPORT.
So keep those texts coming in 81089 03717 223344. Nick Ellaby, what is your snack of choice?
When I watch the football, that's a good question. I don't think I do really. That guy, was it Eddie in Leeds that has pork scratchings?
That's great.
That's a bit of me.
Do you like pork scratchings?
Love pork scratchings.
Do you?
Yeah. In Brazil, where I used to live there, they do these hot ones. I think across all of South.
Sorry, did you say in Brazil?
Yeah.
Oh, I used to live in Brazil?
Yeah, for like 6 years.
I did not know that. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Across the whole of South America, I know Mexico, they do these like hot pork scratchings. So it's basically the fat and the skin and a little bit of the pork meat fried up. And it's like
imagine that in gravy, watching the football.
Exactly.
There we go.
That's what I would like.
There we go. I think that's the winner so far.
Eddie in Leeds is the winner.
He's top of the table at the moment. Right, front pages.
On the subject of delicious food, beer lovers are facing a shortage of Christmas ale this year. Hot weather this spring and summer is hitting some of the harvests. Also, record temperatures and dry spells are threatening Christmas dinner favourites. Potatoes, parsnips and sprouts. What veg do you have? What is your perfect Christmas veg? For me, it's parsnips and sprouts. Sprouts with bacon.
Oh, sprouts with bacon is a great shout. I love a parsnip.
They're good, aren't they?
Yeah, I love a parsnip. Got to be done well, though. I like them quite thin. I don't like these big, fat parsnips. You know? I like them crispy.
Yeah?
It's a bit like I like my French fries, not my chunky chips.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you on that.
Because I just like, I don't know why, I'm that person that will go for all the little ones and then leave the big ones till, well, I don't know, potentially not eat them.
Chunky chips are too inconsistent.
Yeah, and actually, when you ask for French fries, sometimes in a very posh restaurant, they'll go, no. And you're like, right, don't worry. So we're under... there's warnings for Brussels sprouts and parsnips. And what was the other one with the 3?
Bad news for fart fans, really. Parsnips, sprouts and potatoes as well.
Potatoes? Oh, not the spuds.
Potatoes are under threat. On the subject of Christmas, town hall bigwigs have been slammed for putting up. I love the.
Is it by boffins?
No boffins involved in this one. I'm not sure there's not many boffin updates in this news segment, but. Bigwigs, Town Hall bigwigs have been slammed for putting up a 65-foot Christmas tree 2 months early. This is in Birmingham city centre over the weekend ahead of the German market there. Brummies say it's too soon. Richard McQueen, 39 of Kings Heath, said it would be nice if the council collected my bins this early. And Georgina Walsh, 31 of Stetchford, added, get Halloween and bonfire night out the way first.
That's a good point.
Are you when do you have a date where you're allowed to put Christmas decorations up in your house?
Not before December.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. However, my wonderful mother-in-law loves making the whole house a grotto.
Right.
And it starts
It's
in
Mrs. Allright.
Mrs. Allright.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Mrs. Lawrence. But she kind of turns it into a grotto. You kind of sneak it in, and she started in like November. So I'm
When you say grotto, what's she actually doing?
Oh, it's all like lit up. There's like, little ornaments everywhere.
Yeah.
Everything's, you literally walk in, you're like, right, it's Christmas.
Good.
Food everywhere.
That's what it's all about.
Loads of chocolate behind the sofa. I mean, you look behind and there's like so many boxes of everything. So very exciting. So I would say December. How about you?
It's going to come round pretty soon. I reckon 2 weeks ahead of Christmas. That's fine.
2 weeks. Because I'm actually a December baby.
How are you? When's your birthday?
20th of December.
Is that horrible?
It's actually all right because you get because the members of the family you don't see all year. Then we go, oh, it's Katie's birthday, so I actually have to give her a present.
Also, everyone's off, so they can come to your party.
And normally, mine was at school the last big hurrah before everyone left. So I always had the big parties at school.
It'd be worse having your birthday on like 24th, 25th. You never see your mates.
Yeah, exactly. But I just managed to sneak in just before Christmas. Any others?
Yeah, those that massive heist. They're calling it the heist of the decade in the Louvre. These jewels were stolen in Paris. £86 million apparently. It says here they're not covered by private insurance. French authorities confirmed last night the state would not get a payout for the loss. 86 million quid. I mean, it's been compared to like the Pink Panther. Just wondering if you've ever had anything stolen that you weren't able to recover. I had my entire CD collection stolen at university, but I'd kept it in a friend's shed. So the insurance company were like, well, it wasn't properly secured, so we're not paying out. I lost about 200 CDs.
200 CDs?
All my teenage music collection gone. All that sort of punk rock.
Devastating.
Run.
I've actually had quite a lot of things stolen, but I've managed to retrieve them.
You know?
Like, I remember losing my phone in a major tournament like 3 times. Or losing my accreditation got stolen.
Your major tournament record's awful.
Oh, it's actually awful. Loads of things. But then I managed to get them back. Accreditation done within half an hour, which is unheard of. Yeah. And then people came up to me and was like, "Is this your phone?" I was like, "Yes, that's my phone." So yeah, I think I've got a little bit of luck. That's going to change probably now I've said that. Okay, Nick, thanks very much.
Your luck.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Nick. It is 5:45 this Wednesday morning. Coming up next, we'll be looking ahead to another huge night of Champions League action. Good morning, it's Katie Shanahan here on talkSPORT with Early Sports Breakfast. Alan Brazil and Gabby Bonahor will be here from 6 o'clock with talkSPORT Breakfast. It is Here is... Good morning, it's Katie Shanahan here on talkSPORT with Early Sports Breakfast. Alan Brazil and Gabby Bonahor will be here from 6 o'clock with talkSPORT Breakfast. It is competition time. Here is your chance to win.
Tiptoes his way through. Arne Slot has lost 4 games in a row in charge of Liverpool. That doesn't happen very often.
Long ball forward into the area. Batshuayi! I think they've the quality to be the next best team that are not Bayern in the Bundesliga.
Eric Dyer from the penalty spot has drawn Monaco level. Kudus comes back in on his left foot, draws the ball down low to the left and produces a brilliant finish.
Clearly want to attack, clearly want to create, but we need to be able to get clean sheets. We need to do that.
In comes the corner, it's flicked on at the near post and João Pedro is there to head it in.
Balls into the area along the deck. It's in! It's in! Brilliant by Val Beckhoff!
It's a club that in the past, in the present, they always try to play their kind of football, so for sure will be a difficult game.
Yes, live on talkSPORT tonight, Liverpool face Eintracht Frankfurt with Arne Slot's side coming off the back of 4 losses in a row. Liverpool haven't lost 5 in a row, get this, since 1953. Well, on talkSPORT 2 tonight, you've got 1 assist in his 8 appearances since his summer move from RB Leipzig. Frank was asked to compare Simmons' start to life in England to Liverpool's Florian Wirtz.
I think that's a very good question. Also a very good comparison with Wirtz. That also a very good player, just like Xavi, a very good player coming into a couple of things: new country, new club, new city. Just need to settle in, and it is part of it. We all getting judged every game, but we also need to see the little bit bigger perspective and see it over time. And I always look for glimpses and bits and pieces we're working at. So, for example, Xavi, I think there were some good bits that work with him and ask him to be more arriving in the box, which when I looked the game back, he did. Was that the big eye-catching moment? No, but there was good glimpses. So I think it's constantly going a little bit in the right direction.
So Monaco against Spurs kicks off live on talkSPORT 2 tonight from 8 p.m. And ahead of Ajax's trip to Stamford Bridge, Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca admits suspensions and injuries are making it hard to find the right balance in his Chelsea team. They've had a red card in 5 of their last 6 matches, while Enzo Fernandez, Cole Palmer and Liam Delap have faced time on the sidelines.
It's very difficult, especially because many of the injury we had has been the day before the game or 2 days before the game, when we had already an idea about the game. But it's something that we are trying to, to adapt and try to learn.
Well, Maresca's side hosts Ajax in the Champions League tonight. Right, keep those texts coming in, 810 89. They've been making me laugh this morning. We've been asking you, what is your big match snack of choice? I'm going for crisps. I actually agree with someone earlier who said barbecue pop chips. That was a great shout. We've also had this from Lee Neville from Leighton Buzzard, who said a bowl of pickled onion monster munch with milk. with milk. I love that. I suppose, yeah, they're quite different. Mincemeat and onion pie, mushy peas. That's also, that can get quite messy. We've also got another one here from... paella and a glass of red is very good. Or lots of crisps coming through. I still think my favourite one has to be pork scratchings dipped in gravy. And then the other one, snack popcorn chicken with garlic dip. And from Simon the Red, I said a sip of red. That's quite funny. Keep those texts coming in, 810 89. What is your big match snack of choice? We've had a real range of options there. Right, Alan Brazil and Gabby Bonahor arrive with talkSPORT Breakfast very shortly in 4 minutes' time. But before they come into the studio, I've got to play you this because Jeff Stelling says the quality of the Premier League has dropped because we're asking too much of the players.
way too much football. Way too much football. Chelsea playing in the Club World Cup during the course of the summer. More games in the Champions League. Consequently, you know, who's Chelsea's that standout player? Who's the player most people want to see the last couple of seasons? Cole Palmer. We're not seeing him because he's injured, as are so many others, because there is too much football. And that's why I think the quality has dropped.
Right, here is what's coming on breakfast this morning. Legendary Arsenal keeper David Seaman will review their win over Atletico Madrid last night in the Champions League. We've got former Liverpool and Rangers midfielder Charlie Adam. He'll be looking ahead to Liverpool's crunch game against Frankfurt tonight and talk about Danny Röhl after his Rangers appointment. And undisputed UFC heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall joins us ahead of his return to the Octagon on Saturday night. You've been listening to Early Sports Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan here. With Adrian Flux. Insurance for the individual. Find out more at adrianflux.co.uk. I am back tomorrow morning from 5 till 6. Thanks for listening and have a great day.